Hello, friends, welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to talk about child labor, which is a very serious topic and it needs a lot of attention to it. I mean, a lot of attention to it. I'll get into the details of child labor and talk about laws that prevent child labor. So let's get started, friends. Child labor refers to the exploitation of children throughout any form of work that deprives children of their childhood, interferes with their ability to attend regular school, and is mentally, physically, socially, and morally harmful. I repeat, mentally, physically, socially, and morally harmful. Such exploitation is not allowed by law worldwide. Although these laws do not consider all work by children as child labor. Example: work by child artists, family duties, supervised training, and some form of child work practiced by Amish children. What exactly I mean is, example, like if a mother is teaching her child how to tidy up her room, how to fold the clothes and put it in the cupboard, where to put the dirty clothes, where to put the dirty dishes, that is not child labor. That is a home training. Because child labor and home training is two different things. Don't mix them up. Child labor has existed throughout history. During the 19th and early 20th centuries, many children aged 5 to 14 from poorer families worked in the Western nations and their colonies. Maybe they worked in twos or in a group. These children mainly worked in agriculture, home based assembly operations, factories, mining and services such as newsboy. Some worked night shift lasting 12 hours. This is insane, guys. A child working for 12 hours, that's not good at all. With the rise of household income, availability of schools have reduced the rates of child labor, which is extremely good. In the world's poorest countries, around 1 in 4 children are engaged in child labor. So I repeat again, 1 in 4 children engaged in child labor. So that is horrible. That is horrible. In 2017, few African nations witnessed over 50% of children aged 5 to 14 working. I repeat, 50% of children. That is a huge amount. Worldwide, agriculture is the largest employer of child labor. The vast majority of child labor is around rural settings or informal urban economies. Children predominantly employed by the parents rather than factories. What exactly I mean here is, if a mother or father is working in a factory, they will pull their child that is maybe 12 years or 13 years of age, they'll pull them along, take them to the boss, and tell he'll work here from tomorrow. So for them, it's not child labor. For them, it's an extra income for the family. So if they're educated about child labor, they will not do that. Poverty and lack of schools are considered the primary cause of child labor. I repeat, poverty and lack of schools are considered the primary cause of child labor. Globally, child labor has decreased from 25% to 10% between 1960 and 2003, according to the World Bank, which is a very good thing that has reduced from 25% to 10%. That is lovely. So it shows that people are actually working hard and endlessly to stop child labor. Nevertheless, the total number of child labor remains high, with UNICEF and International Labour Organization acknowledging an estimated 160 million children aged 5 to 17 worldwide involved in child labor in 2013. That's a huge number, guys. 160 million children. That's a huge amount of children between 5 to 17 working. These children, they grow up so fast, they miss their childhood and they grow up too quickly. Children often begin to actively participate in activities such as child rearing, hunting, and farming. They are seen as adults as soon as they are 13 years of age. No, they are not adults. A child that is 13 years of age is not an adult. So please stop looking at a 13-year-old age boy or girl as an adult. I'm sorry. This topic is just making me go insane. 13 years old child is still a child, is not an adult. The main reasons of poverty, lack of food or no proper place to stay, it brings child to work for the families. For them, it's like an extra income. There's so many places that face these type of situations. Africa, Australia, Cambodia, Ireland. There's so many places that face this situation, but they have taken steps to prevent child labor, and that is a good step. Example, Africa. To address this issue of child labor, the United Nations Conventions on the Rights of the Child Act was implemented in 1955. So you have seen countries are already taking step in the past and still now they're taking step. Example, Britain in 1933 they have prevented child labor. In Netherlands they have prevented child labor in 1874. Soviet Union and Russia they prevent child labor in 1992. So these places and so many places have so many laws against child labor and to prevent child labor. Even there are a lot of strict laws against child labor, which I will not go into details. I will just tell you countries that prevent child labor, as I said before. So let's talk about some laws that prevent child labor. Almost every country in the world has laws to prevent child labor. International Labour Organization has helped to set international law which most countries have signed, which is very, very good. So people are actually seeing the importance of preventing child labor. According to International Labour Organization Minimum Age Convention of 1973, child labor refers to any work performed by children under the age of 12. Non-light work done by children aged 12 to 14 and heavy work done by children aged 15 to 17. So they have prevented laws, plus they have made laws that can make children work in certain limited amount. Light work was defined under this convention as any work that does not harm children's health and development and that does not interfere with his or her attendance at school. This convention has been ratified by 171 countries. So what I exactly mean is nowadays uh, teenagers who are in the age of 17, 18, 19, they're usually doing part-time jobs and going to school to get the little amount of money to help themselves and the family. The United Nations adopted the Convention on the Rights of the Child in 1990, which was ratified by 193 countries, which is very, very good. There are a lot of laws for preventing child labor, which is very good, but how many of us follow it? In 1999, International Labour Organization helped lead the Worst Forms Convention 182, which has so far been signed upon and domestically ratified by 151 countries, including the United States. So I'm glad that people are actually taking action and knowing the importance of preventing child labor. This international law prohibits worst forms of child labor, defined as all forms of slavery and slavery practices such as child trafficking, bed bondage, and forced labor, including forced recruitment of children into armed conflict. I would like to give an example here, such as suppose in the rural areas, if a mother takes loan from somebody and that person pays back slowly and is not able to pay back maybe in a 1 or 2 months time, it goes like a bondage. Their children pay, their grandchildren pay, their great great grandchildren pay, which is very very wrong, which is absolutely very very wrong at all. You cannot make the full family suffer for generation and generation just because someone in the past has taken money from you. You cannot punish the whole generation of that family. That is very very wrong. The law also prohibits the use of child for prostitution or the production of pornography during the teen years or drug production trafficking. So you cannot use a child for porn or drug or prostitution, which is very very wrong. Worst form convention, minimum age convention are examples of international labor standards implemented through the International Labour Organization that deal with child labor. So nowadays there are many organizations that take this topic very very seriously and work towards it and are still working towards it to get the child labor word just removed from history. In addition to the setting of international law, the United Nations initiated international program on the elimination of child labor. So there are many programs that prevent child labor and it has targeted a lot of countries. Example like Bangladesh, Brazil, China, Egypt, India, Indonesia, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Nepal, Tanzania, Philippines, Senegal, South Africa, and Turkey. So they have targeted these countries and which they are doing a very, very pretty massive job, which I really like because a child is innocent and you cannot take advantage of his innocence. Now I want to end the video by saying help as much as you can. I don't mean by giving huge amount of things that you want to be showing off. No, the small small things, like if you see a child working in a tea shop or a restaurant, not all of us has the mean to help the person, I understand, but if you take out the person, the child, from the clause of the washing of cups, plates, and put them in the NGO will take care of it for sure. So if you see a child, if you can take courage and take step to help the person, please do. Because not all of us has the means to help, I understand, but you can help in your own little way. Thank you for listening.